Okay, everybody, here we go. It's me, Gregory Mannarino. Still Wednesday, January 18th, 2023. Just a beautiful, lovely day in the Freak Show, and it's more of the same. And I am certain that more than one of you out here are, I don't know if you're so much laughing, but maybe you are laughing. I don't know. So let's just cover the festivities of the day here because they're very enjoyable and lots of fun. So, sorry. This morning, everything looking lovely. Market started off relatively flat. All of a sudden, stocks started putting on some gains. Everything was looking just fantastic, lovely, and just beautiful. Then all of a sudden, something happened. A thing happened. Well, it happened. What am I talking about? Fed President Bullard, whatever, fill in the blank here. This thing has been rearing its ugly head quite often as of late to tell a little tale here and a little tale there. Well, as I said, stocks were looking beautiful, just perfect and freaking lovely. Then all of a sudden, Tard comes out and says, "You know what, everyone?" With this smug look on his face. Well, the Federal Reserve may actually raise its benchmark rate above 5%, which means the Fed may have to raise rates more aggressively moving forward. Then in a nanosecond, this market started to tumble. Now, what I want to know is probably what you want to know. This is the first thing that went off in my head. Okay, who does he have shorting the market? Did he not know that he was going to come out today and make this statement, which was going to be obviously hit the market in a negative way? What I want to know, and I think someone should look into this, large bets that this market would drop today, either puts, naked puts that were bought earlier today, yesterday, the day before, something along those lines. But I can promise you that somebody here, more than likely Fed President Bullard himself, made a lot of cash off of floating out this statement here. How did he not know that this was going to be damaging to the market? Of course he knew. So, look, there's no doubt, and we know this. How many Fed presidents, even the Fed vice chair himself, got caught insider trading, making millions and tens of millions of dollars illegally off of this market here by doing exactly what happened today? But you see, that's what this environment is fostering here. Oh yeah, on that topic here, did you hear this one? The Pentagon cannot account for $220 billion, which it apparently paid off to contractors. It's just missing. It's just gone. No one knows where it went to. Any guesses out here? Like the billions that we're sending over to fight this war and expand that war. And it's just an incredible thing. So that's part of the game, as you know. Nothing is what it seems to be. But sincerely, how many of you agree with Greg Mannarino? And I will read the comments as always, that Fed President Bullard, more than likely himself, or in some roundabout way, him and his freaking cohorts, made a lot of money today by shorting this market, by betting against the S&P 500. It shouldn't be too hard for regulators to figure out, but you see, they won't look at the Federal Reserve presidents, the chairman himself, and they don't care what they do. These are the untouchables. So, Fed President Bullard, I know what you did. You know what you did. And let me explain something else to you. Everyone that's watching this video blog right now, tens of thousands of people, we all know what you did as well. Where's the accountability? How about zero? How about nowhere? And you know that too, don't you, Fed President Bullshit? Anyway, with regard to some other stuff here, let's talk about our lovely economy. I want to go back to the market in a minute, but I want to talk about the economy here. So U.S. industrial output, people, look, I'm not making this stuff up. This literally, it's over. U.S. factory activity is over, and they're calling it. Are you ready for what they are calling it? This is the mainstream. A factory recession. It's how long have you and I known that this is not just a phenomenon here in the United States. This is a global phenomenon as central banks continue to kill the economy. Oh yeah, that's another thing. Oh, here we go. The ghoul was out today. Yeah, it was. And the ghoul had this to say. I'm talking about Fed President Loretta Mester. Fed policy is working. It is working because we now see that inflation is slowing. People, look, I will concede. Gregory Mannarino, okay, this guy will concede. I needed that the pace of inflation seems to be slowing, but it is still rising. It is still rising. Okay, here we go. I'm going to have a meltdown. So, but again, this is the game that is being played on people here. Oh, yeah. Oh, absolutely. As a matter of fact, Fed policy right now is working so well, and inflation is slowing down so fast that Bulltard had to come out here and, tell the market today, that the Fed, they're not done. They're going to be more aggressive moving forward. The only reason why it said that today was so he can take advantage of the market. There was no doubt in my mind at all whatsoever, and I mean zero, that this guy did not either himself in some roundabout way or have some of his flunkies short this market. Millions and millions of dollars were made today. And, even if this is true, what I'm saying, if it's proven to be true, and it obviously is true, okay, even if it is, and it comes to light, and this guy is paraded out on some network, he's going to, I'm sorry for my ill-gotten gains, but I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to resign. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to resign my position as a Federal Reserve president, and I'm just going to walk off into the sunset with tens of millions of dollars in ill-gotten gains. That's what they all do. They all get away with it. Has one Federal Reserve president that you can think of that has been caught red freaking handed insider trading had to pay back a single dime? How about none? Not one of them. Not one. And neither will this guy, because I'm telling you that's what's going on here. Anyway, with regard to the market, yeah, it was a down day here. As a matter of fact, his comment hit everything. Cryptos fell under pressure. Gold and silver fell under pressure. Crude oil fell under pressure. The U.S. 10-year yield. Let me tell you something. If you're watching the bond market, it ain't buying it. It ain't buying what came out of his mouth today, because what did bond yields do? Bond yields dropped today. Dropped on the back of Bulltard making that comment here. You understand? It's, you just got to know what to look at here. So we get a drop in the U.S. 10-year yield. The U.S. dollar did reverse, and I think it finished relatively flat, but it was lower earlier today. The MMRI dropped. I think it's like 214 right now. So the debt market ain't buying your bullshit, Bullard. Ain't buying it, dude. This is all about insider trading. And it's in your face. If you don't see this for what it is, then I don't know what to tell you. And how about the at least $220 billion that's just miraculously gone from the freaking Pentagon? I didn't mean for that to rhyme, but it did. Where is that cash? You think there's going to be a real inquiry? Oh, no. Not at all. The Congressional Budget Dog Shit Committee is going to maybe say, oh, you're all really bad. You misappropriated funds, but that's okay. It's okay. They're all getting this. All this cash here is going into their pockets. You know what's the number one reason why every single empire collapses? There's multiple reasons for this, but the number one reason is corruption. And corruption is running freaking wild here. And you know who's getting the shaft? You are. I am. We the people are. I think you pretty much understand this. Oh yeah. How about this? You're gonna love this part. Sit down for a second. So the Federal Reserve, their beige book, their outlook on economic activity. I wrote down 3 takeaways from the Fed's beige book today. Number one, and this is what they're saying here: expect price increases to slow, not go away. So prices are gonna still increase, but the pace is gonna slow down. Duh. Okay, that we got. Expect Very little economic growth. How about none? Our economy is contracting and shrinking at its fastest pace ever in freaking history. Don't take Greg Mannarino's word for any of this shit. Look it up for yourself. Told you I was going to blow a gasket, or I thought I did. Did I say that? If I didn't, I was thinking it. And number 3 here, expect job losses to accelerate. Of course. What else would you expect here? We have tech companies laying off tens of thousands of people. Major corporations in aggregate, tens of thousands of people here. Fake data, fake news, propaganda, distractions, deceptions, but everything's fantastic. You know it is. You know how you can tell it's all great? Because that's what the television, that's what's coming out of that box in your freaking house. That's programming you, but you see, you're too smart for that. You see through all the crap and the bulltards and the bullshit. I'm getting a little hyper here, people. I really, really am. And, I wanted to bring this up too. So, because this isn't what it seems either. So Saudi Arabia is now, Saudi Arabia is saying it's open to discuss non-dollar trade settlements. As you know right now, the petrodollar exists because the U.S. military is mandated to protect the oil of OPEC nations. Okay. Without that, the U.S. dollar loses its reserve status. And I've been telling you this for the longest time. The only way that's going to happen is with a full-on war, a full-on global war. Okay. Which, of course, is where they're pushing the world right now. They're going to cover up their ill-gotten trillions of dollars that they can't account for by, of course, bringing a war about. But that's just a whole nother story. Maybe we'll touch on that another day. But there's much more to it than this. So Saudi Arabia, by making this kind of a comment, Saudi Arabia is open to discuss non-dollar oil trade settlements here. What this is Saudi Arabia wants something from the U.S. government. It's saying, hey, listen, if you don't do this, who knows what's going on behind closed doors here, okay? But I can tell you that this is not what it seems to be. And Saudi Arabia knows that the United States, or should I say the Federal Reserve, will do anything to keep the U.S. dollar as the world reserve currency. So there's some kind of deal going on here. And this statement here by Saudi Arabia is a public statement talking to the members of the Federal Reserve and Congress to say, hey, get your act together. And whatever they're asking for over in Saudi Arabia, I don't know, tons of gold. More than likely, I think Saudi Arabia wants gold. They want gold from the United States. And they're going to get whatever they want just to maintain the petrodollar status. Because without the petrodollar status, the U.S. dollar reserve currency disappears. This whole thing that you believe is real goes away, but fast, okay? And the United States at that point would not be able to export more inflation to the rest of the world, which I think personally the rest of the world is getting pretty damn sick of it. But that's a whole other story as well. So that's what's going on here. This thing with Saudi Arabia is not what it seems to be. The Saudis want something and they're going to get it. Well, whether it's tons of gold, cash, weapons, whatever it is, that's what's happening here. It should be very obvious to you. All right, look, this video is getting kind of long here. I want to hear from you about these things I covered here. Bullard charade. Okay, this was an overt, in-our-face act of insider trading, period. Okay, and with regard to everything else we spoke about, again, this whole thing, Saudi Arabia, the goal. I can't even think about it without making this face. I can't, it's some sign of some kind of mental disorder. I admit that I have a mental disorder, people. Look, you know that. If you've been with me long enough, do you think I'm really normal? No, I am touching on the edge of insanity. It's just, I'm on a knife's edge. My mask of sanity is clearly beginning to slip. What's that from? I think you have an idea. Oh, people here, there's so much more than what's going on here than meets the eye. And I am more than certain that all of you know about this. Hey, listen, just a quick I want to ask all of you a question. Okay, YouTube allows creators to create shorts. In other words, little tiny videos throughout the day, like 60 seconds long. And I'm toying with the idea of maybe throwing these out from time to time. And, just to give you a heads up on maybe what I want to talk about, or maybe some event that came up What do you think? It's a good idea, bad idea? Just leave my platform the way it is? I don't know. Let me know what you think about all this stuff. All right. Look, this guy here, from my heart, loves all of you, and I mean that. I will, see all of you in the morning, and we're just gonna resume the festivities. What could be more entertaining than this? Than bulltards and Saudi Arabia and the ghoul? Oh no, here we go again, and everything else that's going on here. There's nothing. And this is it in my book. It's out of control. See you in the morning.